are coming and they're afraid. I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother Wild Man Teddy T, a.k.a. Baron Theo Mound-builder.
We in the house. What's going on, everybody?
Man, it's going on, boy. It's raining bombs over Baghdad.
That's right.
Bombs over Baghdad, bro. Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated in Tehran, bro. Mm-hmm. Tehran ain't feeling that, bro, at all.
They
bro.
like, how they keep getting in here?
They ain't feeling that at all, bro. They done hit in Tehran. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy, bro, because this is, Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, was just in the United States last week, gave a message before Congress, a joint session of Congress that was boycotted by a lot of Democrats, including Kamala Harris, but met with President Biden the next day privately, then met with Vice President Harris privately, then went down to Palm Beach and met with Trump at Mar-a-Lago, and now find themselves, as soon as he get home, they like, bro, they just bombed a soccer field. Kids, as young as 12, oldest was 17, they just killed. So he was like, we're assembling the war cabinet. We coming in, and you see, I guess, that's much of a coincidence because they have not taken responsibility yet. But the war cabinet, buddy from Hamas, who, by the way, Teddy T, was actually negotiating this ceasefire.
That's what they saying.
That's never, we keep
was
saying Netanyahu never wanted it. But why? Because Netanyahu is underwater as far as his approval rating. His approval rating in Israel is down. Like, I'm hearing as high as 75% of the people don't want him to be the prime minister. But he wants to stay in power. Why? As I told you guys before, he is in the middle of a trial. He is in a robbery trial, but while he is prime minister, they can't try him. So he trying to right, exactly. Why you think? Well, that's kindred spirit.
That's where they come from.
Birds of a feather, man. That's what I mean. They comparing notes.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like,
this
what
is
did
how
you
do it, down
Hey, I tried to get rid of the court over here, and then everybody's start tripping, saying, hey, what's going on? And then he came over here to make his case. Like, why is this man coming to the U.S. to make his case on the courts? Because of that money. But we've all known, even biblical times, when you talk about Israel, you talk about King Herod, you know what I mean? Like, they're not, foreign to dictators. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole thing about democracy, that's something that, they claim to practice, over here in the United States and some Western civilizations, man. But democracy is not something that is, that is not old, and it's not necessarily natural. A lot of people want to be told what to do, and, having said that, Project 2025, leadership shake up because your man Trump, after Kamala is under his skin, bro. Trump is in the corner talking about cut me. He like, cut me, give me the smelling salts, man. He's like, he throwing out his old, one-liners. They not connecting. They not sticking. And now she done came out and called him out, talking about, where I'm from, Donald. If you have something to say it to my face.
Old school. Took it back to the park.
Say it to my face.
She took it back to the park.
She like, say it to my face. Say it to my face. Ooh. Bruh, you already know how that thing goes, man. He's meeting today with the National Association of Black Journalists. So Trump is coming in there, and I'm interested and hearing what he has to say.
They said they're trying to find a way to get Kamala on through a video prompter or something.
So, because they was like, it didn't fit with this and that. They like, what?
What's his name? Roland Martin, he let him have it. He's like, what is Trump
He's
coming?
like, as a life member, as somebody that's doing this, and I will be down there, and I'm going this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing this, is like, folks is looking at them like, hey, bruh. Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all couldn't find no way? This, you know what I mean? To get her in, ask her a couple questions. Y'all couldn't move nobody. Y'all still going with the juggler? Y'all still going, bring it in the dancing bears?
Trump's like, I'm available.
Bring in the dancing bears.
I'm available.
That's what y'all still going with that? Okay. That's what we doing.
Let me speak to my blacks.
But that's what we're doing. Bruh.
Let me speak to my African Americans.
Hey, I wanna hear what he gotta say, man, because I wanna hear him grovel. I wanna hear him come in there and I wanna hear him beg. Because this is what Fox did, to their credit. They met with a bunch of, disenchanted black folks outside the rally talking about, tell us all your problems with the Democrats. And so they out there, they take us for granted. They out of touch. They saying all the things. So Fox is just record, all the stuff. So the thing is, I don't want to hear anything like, what do you have to lose, my blacks? I don't want to hear that. I want to hear what you're going to do. And we all not in the projects. Like, all us not in the projects, right? So just coming in there talking about your black job, bruh, you know what I'm saying? One of the reasons that I went to law school, son, is because it's so hot down here. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking outside, bruh, and I'm looking, bro, I'm daydreaming. I'm daydreaming in class, but I look out the window, boy, I see them dudes out there riding them lawnmowers. Man, let me get back. Let me get my head back down here, bro. Like, for real, man. So coming in here with this whole black job stuff or whatnot. So now, bro, I am going around looking at the jobs. Wherever I go, I'm looking at the jobs. So I was at the clerk's office earlier today over at Juvenile, right? And I'm seeing like a couple brothers with dreads and braids. And then I see like they had a new lady at the counter in Juvenile, and she barely, spoke English. But guess what she did, Teddy? She did something that in 25 plus years of going to Juvenile, getting files and getting some stuff like that, she did something ain't none of them ever do.
Hot tool?
She...
There he goes.
Stefan.
There he goes. Everyone has their moment.
No, sir.
Everyone has their moment.
No, what she did was she came and there was something that was missing from the file that I found on my phone. And she says, let me get that file number, and went and pulled, and came and bought it back, versus other ones were like, well, go get the supervisor, go get to this, go get to that. And I started to tell her, and this next time I see her, you know what, I'm going to give her that compliment. But I just said, you know what, I'm not going to, I said thank you, of course. But I didn't tell her like, yo, I've been doing this a long time and no one ever went that extra mile, right? Because I'm looking at, like, the first dude I came in the counter, the brother was back there, right? And like, bro, you see me at the glass, right? And it's a big glass. You see me at the glass, right? And so you over there in the cut, like, you turn like that, but it's all glass. I see you, son. I see you. And he like, so I go and tap on the window. So when I tap on the window, he come over there. Now, mind you, it's the same dude that was there on the 19th, because I went on the 19th and I left. And if you don't know, the juvenile court is now downtown. It's not on 27th and 36th no more, where it's free parking and all that. Now, anytime you go downtown, it's a hassle to go downtown. So it's like, bro, I was just here on the 19th, and y'all was like, the file's still with the clerk, and then, come back Wednesday. So I said, okay, I'm going to give it 2 weeks to make sure it's there. So I come on, and, bro, like, come to the, nothing like, oh, you back, or you, anything like that. It was just like, man, bro, can you wait for a second for this lady to come in, and she handled it. And I was just thinking to myself, is this one of those black jobs that they saying the immigrants is taking? Because the brothers just look, I sent this funny meme around, right, with the brother, asked the question about, he's giving an interview with a guy's interviewing him, and he's like, will you do this? Will you do that? He like, what, on my lunch break? Nah, man, where they do that? It's called break. It's called break. And the guy was like, hey, man, it's like, I've been waiting here for like 15 minutes for you, man. Like, what's up? Why you taking so long? The guy was like, well, you are an hour late. I did have to, shuffle around and still be able to meet with you. And the guy like, hey, it's just one of those things, man. But it's messed up when art really imitate life, bro. Because some of our people really be on that, bro. They really be on that. You pull up into a fast food joint sometimes, and the folks is just sitting there, man. Like, go to the Popeyes in Deerfield.
I went to go get a business account at Bank of America the other day, and they told me nobody's here. Go to the Bank of America on.
Yeah, no, we ain't here for that. We giving out money and taking money.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, ain't this the bank?
Hey, sometimes, Teddy, right? Sometimes you just be like, okay. But now, look at this right here, bro. Who thought it was a good idea to have the opening ceremonies for the Olympics in drag, resembling the Last Supper, bro? Like, why? Like, who thought that was good art? When you just, like, who thought that was a good idea, bro? It's too late to fire them, but you can shame them.
It's called $1. It's called, they paid for it.
Who did?
The LGBTQ community.
Oh, no.
They paid for that. To be at the Olympics, that's all Illuminati.
To be a part of the opening ceremony, bro, and you're gonna just sit there and mock.
Straight mock.
You're gonna mock
all the way
Christian symbols like the Last Supper, regardless of historical accuracy in terms of like who was there, who the players were, and whatnot. But bruh, like it just come. It's you take art too far, bro. Like certain things, man. Like leave. I was just talking to my daughter about Simon Rushke. The other day. If anybody don't know Simon Rushke, he's the guy who wrote Satanic Verses back in like '88, like long time ago. And they put a fatah on him. Like the Ayatollah from Iran, which is basically on site. Get him. He had to go into hiding. England, because he was a British citizen, they provided like free 24-hour security for like 10 years for him. They let it go. And he was doing whatever he was doing. And I guess he thought...
It was good.
I guess he thought he
Time
was good.
Was up.
Bruh, 2022, he got attacked. Bruh, they stabbed him in his eye. He lost the eye, like the whole nine. Now he just wrote another book, right? He survived it, bro. He survived that vicious attack. Another one called The Knife or something like that, where he's basically, going over what just happened. But it's like, are you willing to do that for that bread? Like anytime somebody even try to friend me with, some Illuminati and they try to trick me and I come in and then they're like, welcome to Illuminati. I'm like, bum blocking. Just like, it's
get out of here.
It's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to play with that. Like voodoo, I don't want to play with that. I was told that as long as you don't believe in that, don't play with it. But it doesn't mean that it won't work. But you gotta believe. So like, leave that stuff alone. Like, I never said Candyman 3 times. Like, none of that, man. Why? Why am I got to just put myself, for that? Now, here's an interesting story right here. Since great segue, Step. I see you, man. I see you. I see you transition right there.
Good trans.
So J.D. Vance, right? Now, here's some interesting facts about J.D. Vance. Number one, that ain't his name.
Exactly.
He done changed his name, right? A couple times.
That's right.
Right? That's one. Number two, when he was in law school at Yale, he had a very, very good friend, Nelson, who transitioned. And during the time that he was transitioning into a female, your boy J.D. Vance was very supportive. Like, was there for him as a friend, like supportive friend, like, there the whole time. And they basically corresponded for some years until, JD started getting into conservative politics, because all the stuff they're saying about what he called Trump and like Lil Hitler and all those things, and just morally bankrupt and all that stuff or whatever. He was good friends with the dude Nelson, or the Nelson. He was good friends with Nelson. And he was like, they stopped being friends when he came out against what do you call it, the surgery for minors, which we discussed on this show before. I'm not in favor of that. I'm not in favor of gender reassignment for a kid. You know what I mean? Like, kid can do whatever. Like, you can't just grab the kid and just take him to the strip club or go get lap dances for him, or go get, some prostitutes for him. Like, I'm not saying to do that. But I am saying, like, yo, wait till you 18. Wait till you 18. Just like you tell, your children, they can't date. You can't bring nobody in my house where I pay the bills until you 18. So at 18, man, go do that. Go handle what you need to handle and get with that. But I guess the folks are saying, that y'all not being sensitive, and we're good friends. And I knew from a young age what I was, but hey, and that's what D Wade says. That's what D Wade says for his son. It's like, hey, bro, I'm a all-star basketball player that paint his nails, but hey, to each his own.
That's what he do.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he do. That's what he do. So, this thing about J.D. Vance, bro, it's just coming out. He looking awkward, man. And this whole thing about calling people without children, cat ladies, that's just, and saying that basically if you don't have any children, and he's speaking to you, Teddy, they're saying if you don't have any children, you are not vested in the future of this country.
And they're a little more critical of it with women.
Oh yeah, definitely with women.
Saying that if you look at anybody that's, making comments or that's doing whatever, chances are they don't have children. Like, that's, I know Trump is probably just like, he might do like a Elijah Muhammad did to Malcolm X. They just silence him.
Right.
Just silence him, man. Just put him on a 98 days silence, man. Bro, you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing for 98 days.
I don't even see them getting along, really. I really don't.
Bruh, I don't see them having anything in common except they have 2 foreign-born wives. Apart from that, not sure. So what are we saying about Kamala Harris coming to Atlanta with Meg Thee Stallion and Quavo yesterday? On the right track? Did she put Georgia back in play or no?
I mean, it was definitely a good thing. They showed how
10,000 people.
Yeah, it was crowded on the way there, and I think that's the best way to lock in Atlanta. With some good rap, some good blackness, and it was some good. There was a lot of people out there. White people was in the audience. I seen a lot of different people that was there.
Right. So in the white dudes for Kamala, so now they they just had their, they just had their phone call, and they had a few 100,000 on the Zoom, on a 3-hour Zoom call. I think they said 400,000. Self-identified white dudes, on the call, and they raised $4 million, including in, was Jeff Bridges, the actor, guy who played Mark Hamill, and some other celebrities,
identified white guys
being on there. But then we got our boy Sway Lee from Ray Schmerber.
Yeah, Sway Lee ain't having it.
Ray Schmerber is feeling like Step.
Yeah. Sway ain't having it.
Sway Lee feeling like Step.
Sway said,
do your research.
He said, this is why we shouldn't vote for her.
Do your research. Sway Lee said, do your research, man.
How y'all done made me anti-Kamala?
Because you done already said, man, you all in for DT.
I just think DT is going to be a blowout.
Not no more, bro. It would have been a blowout, not no more. You ain't checked the polls recently, son?
Yeah,
they haven't even had the VP pick nor the convention. And you get a bounce from both.
Yep.
Trump got no bounce from Vance, and he got a bounce from the convention, which is she done already caught it. She done already caught it.
I've been talking to people now. My man, they said, and when she ran for the Senate, she was claiming Indian, and now she's claiming African American.
Listen. The lady went to Howard University, HBCU.
That's what I say.
She went there for the whole time, graduated, and she pledged a Divine Nine, the Alpha chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, bro. It don't get no blacker than that.
I mean, when you in Jamaica,
now she comes and disavows or renounces. That's okay.
Right.
Talk to me about that. But up until now, right here, bro, her black card is.
I mean, in Jamaica, there's plenty of Asian Jamaicans, like,
bro. She,
somebody
caught her saying something, whatever, bro.
Like,
first of all, her daddy was in her life. They got the pictures with her father around, and the mom. You know what I'm saying? Died of colon cancer, and showed like the pictures of dying of colon cancer. And so, if it was just the mom, do you think she would have ended up at a HBCU? If it was the mom and the dad wasn't in her life, that makes no sense, bro. I got good friends of mine, friends that I love, mostly immigrants, who aren't really familiar with HBCUs. And when they look at HBCUs, they think it's like, like food stamps. They think it's like Section 8. They think it's like why would my kid go to a HBCU, right? Like they be like straight up on that because they haven't been culturalized. Like they didn't grow up going to the classic and saying like that's where you want to go, not like that's where you gotta go, like where you want to go. And so it's definitely a cultural thing. So when you talk about somebody, especially of mixed heritage, that ends up at an HBCU and that makes it, bro, you know how difficult it is to make it in a D9 fraternity or sorority on an HBCU campus, let alone Alpha chapter, the first chapter where it was founded in 1908? Bro, please, bro, don't anybody coming, they talking straight ignorance when they talk about she ain't black or she ain't claiming black. That's not my concern. My concern is liberal progressive policies. As a conservative, you know what I'm saying? That's my concern. My concern is you had the number one liberal voting record while you was a senator, right? But what I'm learning now is that she was one of the senators responsible for funding, and all that funding that Trump claims for the HBCU, that was Harris. That was one of the things as far as them sending the money, because actually the bill that was passed, Trump was actually giving less than the HBCUs was supposed to, but what you do for all the people who voted against the infrastructure bill, all the people who vote against stuff, what do? That money come, they out there with the signs talking about, look what I done bought even though you voted against it. You like, look what I done bought to the district. So that's what Trump is doing. Just like with those checks. With those checks, people thinking like Trump gave them the checks. No, Trump ain't give you the check. Your Congress, the people you vote for, they voted for that. And the smart thing that he did, because Obama ain't never signed no checks. He was like, hey, I'm gonna sign them. Oh, he not literally signed all the checks, but they used his signature rubber stamp, on the checks, and it worked because we got folks still running around talking about, but them little 1,200, boy.
Trump
ain't never
gave me,
sent
boy.
me nothing, boy. Ain't nothing, boy. Trump ain't hit me with them 1,200. Hey, so here we go, bro. Now back at our crib, Crazy Joe, used to call him Crazy Joe Carollo, former mayor, now commissioner, got hit by a ball and chain in that huge lawsuit, bro, where they done basically done bankrupted the old man. So let's give a shout out, a brother from a D9 fraternity, federal judge Rodney Smith, member of Kappa Alpha Psi.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He can thank Judge Harris. He can thank Judge Harris for saving his house. For saving his house because, he just voted that, his homestead house, is not subject to, to foreclosure or seizure, which is why O.J. Simpson moved to Florida, which is why a lot of people, like, oh, you just hit me with this, $32 million wrongful death suit. Let me take my talents down to South Beach and put everything I have into my crib. And if you want OJ, you got to call me on the back line and you got to pay me cash. Until it caught up to him in Vegas. He thought he was doing one of those under the table cash deals, but it was a setup. He was, especially to get your own stuff back. When I look at stuff and I say, could I have gone to jail for that? Absolutely. To get my stuff back, like it's some stuff right now that I don't have. An ex-girlfriend of mine has like a lot of my stuff from 1986 to 2006. Like 20 years. All my pictures, all my photos, like, boom, like got them all in boxes, right? If somebody were to tell me, like, oh, man, I just found this, whatever, and this, and I'm like, all my stuff, where's that? It's like, oh, man, come to room, so-and-so. So, bro, if you see the tape with O.J. going into that hotel, he had his boys with him, I was looking at that. I was like, that would have been me.
He was ready.
That would have been me. It was like, man, they got your Heisman, dog. They got your rookie card. They got all your stuff, bro. He like, they got all your stuff, Jay. They got all your stuff, Jay. And then he went and got his homie. His homie ain't had nothing. He was just muscle. And he come and hit the spot, man, and they, bam, you all on tape, Jay. And it's a wrap. So, Crazy Carollo, house is saved. Because they was definitely trying to collect on it. And the reason why, because normally Florida is pretty good with homestead. The only reason why it was an issue is because when he ran for another office, he had to leave that residence and go to another residence in order for him to run somewhere else. So his collectors, bro, they got some really, really strong collection attorneys. So they basically came and used that against him. And so the magistrate in federal court, basically was like, yeah, she rocked with that. And so it's just waiting on Judge Smith to sign off on it. Now, back to your boy, rapper Julio Fulio. They done got 4 of them now. On this one right here, we got 3. They just got a 4th one. And the 4th one they had, bro, he had a gun to his head with the Bible. It's like...
yeah, he was held up for a minute.
Got a girl in there too, huh?
Bruh,
Yeah, she's the one that told.
They say she the one that called and, you know what I mean?
She's pregnant.
She went and sent the location.
Bruh, man.
And then they said the other dude, I think it was Chance, he was on Clubhouse.
And a rapper, like they
Yeah.
had him as a rapper. I
Yeah.
saw him doing his little dance, chilling
He was on Clubhouse, so I just scored something big, bro. And they like, man, you better shut up.
Hey,
Oh, man.
bro,
He
you
on
know what? You
Clubhouse just
cannot,
talking.
bro. You can't. These, bro, they own that. They own. There is a digital trail for everything, bro.
Once
Everything.
You talk, it's like when you watch, when Batman did it. When you ever seen with Batman, when he went in and he just opened up all the phones. He opened up everything he was looking for to do Bane, I think it was. He just opened up all the phones. I was like, oh man, they could do that. You can see they could do that.
No, they definitely can do it, man. But it looked like Young and Ace, you know, is cleared, man, because Young and Ace basically said he was cool with Fulio. He was like, man, they had conversations and you know, and just talking and all that other stuff, man. He was like, man, I don't wish death on nobody. He was like, man, I was cool with Buddy. I was cool with Buddy. I mean, he's saying the right things.
Yeah.
Trying to
But
escape Rico.
they telling him that he can't go nowhere. The police
Yeah,
said he can't
and
go
that's
nowhere
what
right
he's
now.
saying. Buddy's just like, man, I paid the ticket. I don't stop at no lights. I don't stop at no lights. So look at Flav, man.
Flav
Flav
is
just
doing
got a
it.
5-year deal.
Yeah.
Flavor.
He gave each of the girls
$1,000.
$1,000 and a trip to and the voyage on the boat. $1,000.
And now he just secured some additional sponsorship. You know, that's what it is, man. Flav is, you know, the new chapter. And the thing is, when you start a whole new chapter, the old thing come back. Because now he and Chuck D and Public Enemy reunited and they rolling around.
How
You know,
old is Flav, man?
65. 65. 65. Bruh, but
see
I'm
that
gonna tell
strong
you
arm
this.
chain? He got that strong arm chain.
Exactly.
shining.
And that's what I was getting ready to tell you. And you know, Flavor Flav, bruh, that's a family. Flav is family. We hang with Flav, and I ain't never seen. Maybe my brother. Well, he not 65 yet. He's 63. How old am I? Wait. Oh no! So him and Flav the same age, bro. Oh my God! I gotta put the two of them together. I had to put the two of them together, bro, because I ain't never seen nothing like that other than my brother. But I ain't never seen nobody like my brother. But Flav, bro, all night. I done had to leave. I done had to leave Flav at
better.
like 3:34 in the morning.
You better.
And they still going. Still at it. I'm like, man, I'm gone. They're like, oh, we gonna go get some food, Mathis. Still, we gotta go and hit the other. I'm all right, y'all. I'm good. See y'all. He definitely gonna do that. And he stopped drinking. He been sober for over a year. You know, so Flav, man, shout out to Flav, bro. He got great management now, and the lady that he has, bro, she be working for him. So this affidavit right here, man, we about to focus on our brothers that's locked down right now. You know, we're gonna hit y'all with this, this tune from Fresh, man. One Manny Fresh that's locked down right now doing this thing. But Tory Lanez, bro, that's not a good picture. That's not a good picture. You know, I guess whatever procedure he had going on with the hair, I guess he just gonna let it do what it do. That's it. We just gonna let it do what it do. However it go. I don't gotta take a bath. I don't. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let it do what it do. However, the driver does this affidavit and go to the you scroll and you go to the affidavit. What he says is, I pulled over to stop them. Miss Pete, who is Megan Thee Stallion, and Miss Harris, who's the girl, both got out of the vehicle and continued to fight. So I guess you don't have the other one, the one before that. Because the one before that is basically saying, it says, I was the driver and bodyguard of Tory Lanez, and we went to Jenner's house, and they left, and then they asked that she left a shoe and to go back and get the shoe. Miss Harris stayed in the car while Megan exited the car. Megan did not enter the home at this time. She went around the back to the pool area where Tory was. Tory and Megan returned to the car after a few minutes. Megan was bickering, but I'm not sure what they was talking about. She seemed upset. The four left Kylie Jenner's house. As I began to drive, Megan and Tory started fighting. They were going back and forth. I remember Tory saying to Megan that he was going to tell Miss Harris what was going on. I do not remember what street we were on, but Megan asked him to stop the car. She got out at a bus stop. Tory went, hollered at her for a couple minutes. They returned to the car, started driving. Then they started arguing again. At this time, Tory just opened his mouth and was like, me and Megan been doing the nasty dance. And Megan then, and you go to the next one. So Megan and Harris, who's like her best friend, started fighting. And then when they started fighting, they pulled over, they got out of the car and continued to fight. And that's when he said Miss Harris had a gun in her hand, and Tory ran behind Megan and was struggling with Harris with the gun. And the driver was saying that while he was pulling Miss Megan Thee Stallion, a shot went off, and he didn't see who shot the weapon. And then he just said, I was lucky I was not harmed. And in my opinion, Megan Thee Stallion was also fortunate. The whole incident happened so quickly within just a couple minutes. I wanted to present this evidence during Tory's trial, but was prevented from doing so as a district attorney was not ready to cross-examine me, and later they did not call me due to the holidays and the court schedule. I believe I should have been allowed to present this evidence at trial. Any questions? Or
Yep. That's what we were saying.
that's the dude that was overseas in Dubai that they was trying to
get,
and I think he came back when the trial had already started and whatnot. So but it sounds like he's trying to cover his own behind as well. So to my folks that's locked down right now, man, I want to hit y'all with this new record, from my man One Manny Fresh, and it's called Drop It. That's that One Manny Fresh, man, coming to you live from the county. Coming to you live from the county, man. That's what it is. So, live from the county, man. We about to do this, live from the county. You know what I mean? If you got something, man, you send it. Send it to Ask Mathis, man. We got you. Wild Man Teddy T, give them that handle, man, so they can send them records, man, so we can hit that live from the county.
Hit it at wildmanteddyt at Gmail. Everything spelled the same. Wildmanteddyt at Gmail. We get you in rotation, baby.
Yeah, man. Make sure, man, y'all cut down on them, them 7 bad words, man, because
Keep it clean.
My
Keep
man
it clean.
Jesse don't like that on video. Mix.
Keep them clean, baby.
Keep
them
it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it clean, man. So this is what I was telling you about the government coming out with the Bible, man. Feeling like gunplay. I got my Bible on that dash. He coming out, man, bruh. Yay, man. Prayers. I don't know what the prayer's gonna do for you right now. Well, I mean, prayer's always good. I'm certainly not saying don't pray, but I'm just saying, praying don't mean you ain't gonna have to suffer no consequences. You know what I mean, for what's going on. And he looked like an older dude. Like, what is, explain that, Teddy T. Like, what, bro, what is somebody over 40, 45 doing mixed up with this, man? I've had defenses, and let me set this up for you. I remember I represented a guy years ago, and he first told me that. So I always look at cases through this perspective. He said, Mr. Matt, let me tell you, Mr. Matt, let me tell you. Tell my man, look at all them dudes I got arrested with, man, them jits, man. Oh, I ain't with no jits, man. You know what I mean? I work, man, them jits. Because it was a case where these dudes, these Oyes was looking for some weed. These Oyes were looking for some weed. They riding around where they don't need to be riding. And Buddy, see them, just a dude, opportunity, see them. He like, what y'all looking for? Okay, follow me. So he lead them right into the trap. And when he lead them into the trap, it's like, Buddy's like, right, they just relieve them of their items and their belongings, right? But they was posted on my man's car. So Buddy in the apartment handling some business, and that's why, God working mysterious ways. That's why he a little upset, because he over there handling some business where he ain't really supposed to be at, right? So when he leave, he get in the car and he hit it. When he's pulling out the complex, woo! They hit the lights on him, and they got him with all the other dudes that was just still there. And they were so bold, they ain't even cleared. They did that and was like, man, they whatever. So we ended up, fighting the case, and he told me, man, Mr. man, them jits. I don't even be with those jits. And so that always informs me when I see stuff like that. And I'm so Teddy, tell me, what scenario can you have, old dude with them jits, with the little girl and the other three? Where would he potentially come in?
I mean, it's like when you watch Minister Society and
8 Ball.
8 Ball.
Yeah.
That's those. Yeah. There's going to be
you.
those career
right. the
career
OG,
criminals.
Or the Clifton Powell
Right,
guy who was
right.
in there, who got mad because, and they sent the tape because they got mad, because it's always the OG that's round there. That's okay.
He probably was the one that set it up, and they followed through. You know what I mean? He probably was the one to say, you go over there, this one go over there, and y'all meet. You know what I mean? He's probably the one that put it together.
But think about it. They wasn't even there to rob.
No,
they was there to kill.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Unless there was a bounty.
Because there was three different. 10 grand.
Bruh, they did that over 10 grand.
10,000. That's what they say.
Oh, bruh.
That's what Younger Nathan had 10 grand on him.
Oh, so they still bringing it down to Younger Nathan. So ain't
'cause
no
that's
way
his
he
brother.
gonna pay. Ain't
That's
no way he gonna pay.
That's his. That's his
Bruh,
brother. That's
if
everything.
he paid, bro, you just, like you said earlier, you just put yourself in the RICO.
Right, that's right.
You can't never pay that.
Yeah.
You can't never pay that, bro. You can't never pay that.
Obviously, he did something, because they said they straight. They done did, they was good. So obviously they got the money.
So somebody done got whatever. They done just
because
put
that's
it out there.
That's
whatever.
what they were saying.
All them songs. Soon when
Right after it
Julio
happened.
died,
Right after it happened.
Dropped
He dropped the video.
Yeah,
he dropped it. And yeah, he had it already.
Yeah, but
set
you
up.
do that because you know, unless somebody in his camp, somebody had to be someone. You always got to keep your artists clean, bro. You got to keep your artists clean.
Yeah, the dudes are from ATK.
So that ATK is Young and
That's
Ace's.
Young Ace's group.
Oh
That's
man,
his
so it's,
people.
bro, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's just like Young Thug.
Oh, it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
But he better get out of here.
They told him he can't go nowhere. They said that he cannot leave Jacksonville right now.
Bro, you better get out of here.
That's what the police say.
Man, bro, you better get out of here. You better go, but you better go to Cuba ASAP. You better get to Cuba
You ain't
ASAP.
got that kind of extradition money.
Bruh, you better get to Cuba ASAP, bruh. ASAP. Because, man, how long you think before the little girl gonna tell?
Oh, she gonna tell. She's the one that's
She
gonna
done
sing.
already told.
She's pregnant. She's pregnant, so she's gonna get up out of. You know what I mean?
When he gonna sit there and be like, so you want your, is your baby gonna be Tupac? You know, Tupac was born incarcerated. Is that what you looking for?
That's it.
Is that what, your life is already gone, but what
He's
about the
giving
baby?
it up.
What about the baby? You want to be there to raise the baby?
But the thing about that whole Tampa clique is they kill your mamas and your
For real?
Yeah, they kill your whole
So
family.
ATK is a Tampa clique?
No,
No,
they
I'm
they
sorry.
from Jacksonville. They from Jacksonville. They was just down there.
They just went to there
they
to
went
handle
there
it.
to do that. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but I read up on it, man. I seen YouTube videos. They mamas done died.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was like shooting folks.
But that was before they got to the brother.
Yeah,
That's before they got to the brother. They've been killing their whole family.
kill cousins, whoever associated. That's who they go after.
Yeah, man. So here we go, bro. Sonya Massey, man, which, I'm glad she's getting the attention and just sorry that this is the way that she's getting the attention, for what's going on, bro. This lady who, suffering from mental issues called the police to help, but instead of helping her, they did a disservice to her by, ending her life, bro. Ending her life and, for a pot of water, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, in this guy's training, in this guy's Sean Grayson, ex-deputy, in his training, how many times, was he confronted with some boiling water?
But he didn't really get upset to when she say, "I rebuke
No,
you in
but
the
I'm
name
saying,
of Jesus."
but
When he said
still-
Jesus, that's when he got upset.
But he said in his, in his statement that he was afraid she was going to throw scalding water on her.
But he's the one that told her to get up to go turn it off.
Exactly. So what in his training has he experienced somebody throwing water on him? You see how small this lady was, and you see how far away he was. How is she going to get the water? Man, bruh, and why didn't the other officer do anything? The officer was just there, and man, bruh, it's messed up. It's unfortunate, and just the way they even confronted her, bro, was
They
disrespectful.
weren't even supposed to go in the house.
They confronted her. So, well, you have to. That's the thing. Remember from my Sunny Isles experience,
Right.
based on the call, if it's an intruder type call, you supposed to come in there and check to make sure the house is secure.
Okay.
So that's the basis for them coming in, but you ain't really supposed. You know what I mean? Man, bruh, tell me this couldn't have gone a bunch of different ways other than this way. And then what's worse is that the guy, this is like his 6th department in 6 years. Who keep hiring this man? And that's why they want the sheriff, Jack Campbell. That's why they want Jack Campbell to step down. He came out and said something like, in my whole career, I've never come out and said, we failed you, I failed you, and whatnot. So sometimes, as Pastor Lomax says, sometimes, bruh, sorry ain't enough. You can be forgiven, but it not necessarily forgotten. And that don't mean necessarily there's no consequences for what's going on. Y'all come hiring this dude like y'all couldn't hire nobody else. They probably looked at him like, yeah, man, he looks our type. Boy, he's our type. He's our guy. Yeah. You ain't looking at the tattoos he got going, on his body, man, which, some say is linked to a, white supremacist, neo-Nazi organizations, bro. Like, you didn't go and say, hey, man, 6 departments in 6 years? What's going on? What we doing here? They could have helped this young man, but now this dude is gone, man. He done. He's done. Because now Al Sharpton and Ben Crump, they own them. So, they got the Black Brigade on them now. So, it's a wrap, man.
I think they're going to have to start putting some pressure on the people who, like his partner, that was right there.
Yeah.
Like, there needs to be some
like
laws.
They did for Minnesota. You saw it in Minneapolis. All those guys, the guys that stood by and watched this dude, they all went to jail. They all went to jail. It's like, you got a responsibility. Yeah. And then how you going to turn around and have the former president basically saying, man, I'm giving him absolute immunity. So understand with absolute immunity, you're on your job. He was on his job. You got called. You went in. You had an explanation for what you did. I thought she was going to throw water on me. Okay, boom. Don't mean I agree with it. It just means that you was on your job and that was your thought. Therefore, you clear. No, man. No, that's messed up, bruh. That's messed up.
Yeah, that's the only way we're going to, what they say, take away the blue line of silence when we start holding the people that's right next to them accountable also.
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Because it's like, there's a no snitch culture. And the thing is, they try to break it for the folks in the street. But they have one in the department. The Blue Shield. They have it. They hide behind it. Yeah. To come in there, like, man, I'm covered, man. He got my back. My life's on the line, man. I'm coming in there with these animals. They'll care about each other. They don't care about me. How many times... they using the C word against me. Yeah, they coming in there trying to flip the script. But hey, you know what? There's nobody else that's out there on the street that you can get in your car and put a light on, and somebody got to stop and talk to you because you have the trappings of the government. You have a specially marked vehicle that has lights and sirens. You able to carry a gun openly and a badge, and I got to stop. And I have to engage you. I got to engage you in the conversation. What if they gave everybody that right? You don't have that right to just roll up on somebody and they driving, and you like, hey, y'all pull over. Like, man, I ain't pulling over for you.
They already have a certain level of immunity.
They do. They got qualified immunity, which means that you have to be reckless endangerment, or it's a negligent standard plus. So it's higher than regular negligence. It's like you're afforded the ability to make a reasonable mistake.
And that's very liberal.
It is that's why you always see people get cleared. That's why the guy Tamir Rice. That's why the guy, he 12 years old, sitting in there, and it was like, oh, he got they holding the gun. You just come in and shoot a 12-year-old boy.
Like 3 seconds.
Like that. They get cleared because it's like, hey, we're doing our job. We're responding to Mike Brown. Same thing coming around. That's why, all these places. And Delmas Moss actually went there to try to, be the chief there for a minute. And you find out that you got a 70% population of black folks, but no elected officials in control, and they switched that whole situation up because here we go again. Our folks not taking politics and the power of politics seriously. Ferguson basically going in there and saying, man, hold on, Ferguson is now a black town. Why don't y'all have a black police chief? Why don't y'all have black commissioners? Like if y'all town is that, because folks were not participating in the political process. It's very, very important, man. Not only to register to vote, but to actually vote, man. It's way more people and more things on the ballot than just the president, man. And what affects you, closer than the president is the person, that you're going to see in the grocery store. You're going to see your commissioner and your mayor in the grocery store. And if you don't need to vote for them. You don't need to vote for somebody you don't never see except when you come to church on Sunday. And most of y'all ain't going to church on Sunday no more. I'm really trying to reinstill that, man, because, man, I'm doing this camp. I'm in camp, and it's at a church, bro. And I'm in there, and I'm watching our kids, and these are the good kids, right? These are the good kids. Folks got them in a camp, church camp. 8:30 we feed them breakfast. 11:30 we feed them lunch. Free in there. And so I'm just in there, right? Because it's our camp, so we're just supposed to observe and let the, folks come teach them and other stuff. Man, they got this old deacon running around here, because he go to the church and he know a lot of the kids that's from the church. And man, bro, I'm sitting there and it's like I want to say something, man, but I'm like, bro, today they came and sat right at the table with me and in there showing their butts. Like, at the table with me. And I was just like the man was like, hey, you just gonna go there? You want to see grown folks talking? Talking about, where? And I just, man, I was just like, wow. I was like, okay, wow. And then we talking 5th to 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
5th to 8th grade. But there were some folks, man, that make you very, very proud. Like, it was like, it's 2 sisters in there, man. They come in there, they just, I was just like a fly on the wall, man. I'm just there, I'm just watching how they roll, and they over there, they just talking about getting their hair done. They talking about getting their hair done and who could braid it for school and who could do that. But the one thing that's still like, now they don't have a job to one, but one of them is talking about 120. Like, oh, it's only 120. What kid that don't work can say anything is only anything?
Girl.
Bruh.
Girl.
Bruh, how these kids being raised and it's only 120. Mm-hmm. It's only 120, bruh.
We wasn't saying that till we was.
You making your own money, bruh. You making your own money. I'm like, oh, it's only 120. Like, okay, that stuck with me. Like, only 120. All right, that's what it is. Shout out to Simone Biles and the Olympic gymnastics team.
Gold
She's
medalist.
the most decorated gymnast in history.
Mm-hmm.
And, she went there and got that gold. Or what she went there for, when you think about the meltdown that she suffered, was that Tokyo?
Mm-hmm.
The meltdown she suffered in Tokyo to come back. I think she gonna sweep all the awards for comeback of the year, athlete of the year, especially if she end up, winning the individual gold.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, men's basketball, we go against, I would say if there's a line on that, I would take 20, because they won by 1 or 2 points against South Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna beat them by 50. I would say they're gonna beat them by 50. I would definitely take a 20-point advantage, because it's not gonna be close. And then track starts today. So that's what's up. That's all I got, Teddy.
Yeah. Well, what else is there? What else is going on?
I mean, it's a lot, bro. I done sent Step so much stuff. Well, put about 3-4 things out there. I think I probably sent him about 50, 40 things. I don't know what it is. No, it's a lot of stuff on there. A lot of stuff on there. So he just, anything catch your eye, but Vance, man, this is a horrible rollout for him, man. This is a horrible rollout, man. Got him partying. What he is next to some other guys, and maybe it's a costume party, and maybe he's pretending to be Nikolai Volkov or something like that with the CCP, but it's just, it's not as bad as the guy Youngkin, the governor of Virginia with the blackface. Thought he was Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Not as bad as that, but wearing the CCP,
Trump ain't.
they didn't vet him.
This man.
No, they didn't. They didn't vet him. He just thought he wanted to get somebody that was willing to come in there and say that they would not have certified the election, which is interesting, because if he's going to maintain the status quo, you wouldn't need anybody to because this would be his last term, so he wouldn't care.
Right.
So,
He's gonna get in there and
I
fire
don't
him
see
too.
but about a month. But remember on the show, about a month leading up to his selection, I was saying that this guy had been working his way around on the Sunday shows, and he was a smooth talker, smooth operator, and that's when I was like, Tim Scott. I was like, no, ain't no way he gonna get it, because remember we started referring to him as Mushmouth. I was like, no, Tim Scott, he not gonna get it. So that's what it is, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. You know, y'all make sure y'all check out that One Manifest drop. Give him a little bit of that, man. Give him a little more of that One Manifest.
He giving them a wink, nod. I got you. You know, if a person, you in a foxhole with somebody, or you under enemy fire, you ain't gonna be talking about your race. You know, when y'all get out of that situation, this my brother. But it's like, bro, everybody know what you're talking about. And that's what implicates